MD Prepper here with my first week's purchase for my $28 a week Prepper Food Challenge, or $4 a day rebuttal to the SNAP Food Challenge nonsense. Now let me go ahead and remind you that this is the first week with absolutely no food in the house. Everything has to be bought straight up. Pots and pans, kitchen utensils I've got, but based on $4 a day or $28 a week is the way I'm going to break it down. So, as I said before, this is going to be a little weak on the front end as far as some of the nutritional value and all, but in the end, after 4 weeks worth of purchases, we're going to be up and rolling if all goes as planned. Let me go ahead and start with the breakdown of the non-caloric additions I added to this that I thought was necessary for a lot of reasons. First of all, I bought some multivitamins. I bought a 1-a-day multivitamin for men. You say, well, there's no calories in that. I say, okay, that's fine. This is going to round out my nutrition. If I just happen to miss out for a day or 2 or 3 or what have you, we're good to go. No major worries. It's going to make up the difference. Now, this didn't come in any smaller quantities than 100 count, so I bought 100 count for $3.98. So, 30-day challenge. This is overkill, but whatever. I think I need this, especially in the first few weeks, just to round things out. Not a bad idea to have around. Works out to about 28 cents a week total, so well worth this on the front end. You definitely want to start this on the front end. So, got that. Next, we've got iodized salt. You got to have salt in your diet. Yes, it can lead to hypertension and all that, but you absolutely have to have salt for a lot of reasons. Just to make your body function, sodium, potassium pumps and all of that. Bought this iodized salt for 50 cents. Do I need this much? Absolutely not, but it was the cheapest, most cost-effective way to do so. 50 cents is 491 servings. One serving is 25% of your daily sodium max at 2,000 milligrams a day. So at a max of 100%, that works out to 122 days worth of salt. So definite overkill, but good to have around. Not going to hurt anything. So there's the sodium and the salt content. Next, we got black pepper, just for seasoning. Again, I just need things to spice things up a little bit. This was a little pricey, $2.88 for 4 ounces. Yes, the fresh ground peppercorn grinders and all that are better overall, but for cost effectiveness, this was the way to go overall. I thought this is going to last me the whole month, if not a whole lot more. So, salt and pepper, vitamins. Last item, this is necessary, or maybe not, but vegetable oil. Need this for cooking. You don't necessarily have to have this if you're baking things or boiling things, etc., but it adds fat, and you need some fat in your diet. Overall, this has 96 servings of 120 calories per serving. Now, check the daily recommended values, and they say 6 teaspoons per day, which is 2 tablespoons. So we're going to base this on 2 tablespoons per day of use overall. Now, some days I might not use it all, some days I may use more. So overall, it's going to work out fairly well. It's going to add 240 calories per day at 2 servings per day. So this rang in at about $2.18, I believe. This was not great value from Walmart. I thought great value would be the cheapest. This was a little bit cheaper, so we went for it. It's all soybean oil and vegetable oil, so I can fry with it, I can bake with it, whatever. Maybe not as good as olive oil, but we'll get to that in hopefully future weeks. So this is a decent start overall for general purpose. So that gets the, I don't want to say non-essentials, but the basic non-calories out of the way other than the cooking oil. Let's go down the rest of the list. 5-pound bag of long grain enriched rice. $2.50 or 8,000 calories total. This is going to be a large chunk of our base calories. And you say, well, rice, that's not as nutritious as other options. No, but it works and will get you through. Most of Asia, being India and the rest of the Asian continent, survive on this as a staple, as a base staple for your food. You can fry it up, you can boil it, you can do all sorts of various interesting things with this, add it to soups to increase your calories, etc. So this is going to be a long-standing one you're going to see a lot of, but just bought 5 pounds up front. As I said before, we're not buying in bulk, even though bulk makes better sense. We just don't have the cash with $28 a week. So $2.50. Next, we got to worry about protein, so we need a complete protein. Beans and rice give a complete protein. So I bought a 2-pound bag of pinto beans for $2.88, or 2,340 calories. Maybe not the best overall. Yeah, we want some meat, but the meat's coming in the future, guys. This week, we just got to get by. This is going to do the job. You say, well, a plate of beans and rice every week, that's boring. Yeah, well, Plenty of people throughout the world do that every single day, multiple times a day, and they survive. Next, we've got some old-fashioned oats. Oatmeal, basically. Pretty good nutrition, holds you in the morning for breakfast. I prefer grits. I'm a Southern boy, but in the sake of this challenge, most people don't eat grits across this country, so we're going with oatmeal. Hearty, good for you, lots of cardiac benefits, etc. Has a little bit of fat, has a little bit of protein in it as well, so not a bad choice for a breakfast menu item, and I can do lots of other things with these oats that we'll see in the future. Overall, this is an 18-ounce container, $1.68, which was $1 cheaper or so than the Quaker Oats version. 1,950 calories. So that was a good addition. Next one, probably the biggest purchase of the vitamins, a 10-pound bag of russet potatoes. Now, you say, well, white potatoes aren't that great for you. Well, they're not that great for you if you fry them. I bought russets because they had the best price. Overall, russets are good for mashed potatoes, they're good for fries, they're good for baking, so general purpose, 10 pounds, a good base to start with. $4.87 yields 3,320 calories overall. Probably won't use them all in the first week, of course. Probably won't use all the rice either, but I'm going to have extra left over. Next, the only item that needs any kind of long-term storage refrigeration, dozen large eggs. You say, well, you don't necessarily have to have this. No, you don't, but eggs are very versatile. Good for breakfast, for a protein source, very good low-cost protein source. Scrambled egg or a poached egg if you don't want to use the oil. You can mix this in with the rice and a little basic stir-fry. If we've got chicken stock or other things like that, we can make some egg drop soup. Just a lot of things you can do with eggs, add it to breads, etc. So I'm only going to be eating 1 egg per day in this menu, just because the cholesterol is about 75% of your daily value per egg. So this is going to last me into next week as well. So 5 extra eggs for next week for other uses, if I choose to do so. Again, if I want to eat them all, I can. Overall, these came in a little more expensive than I found online, $1.98 per dozen of large eggs, or 840 calories overall. Final in our calorie count for the first week are these great value chewy granola bars. These are fruit and nut ones. They make peanut butter ones. They had almonds, etc. This looked like a better choice overall. 6 bars in the pack for exactly $2. Overall comes in at 840 calories. 1 per day during the work week for a snack or something in the late afternoon or what have you, and 1 extra just for whenever I feel like it. You're probably going to see these recurring overall as an easy, ready-to-eat meal. The only item I've got in this entire setup that's ready to eat and kind of pre-packaged, if you will, is this. So that's the main way I keep down on costs. So overall, let's go back to the non-calorie necessities. The multivitamin, the iodized salt, black pepper, and the vegetable oil all came in at $9.54 before tax. The calorie items, other than the oil, came in at $15.91 before tax. You tax all that stuff, you come out to $16.51 for the first week. But if you do the math, again, averaging in 240 calories of oil, all of this, everything you've got here, the other stuff I already showed, again, not the full bottle of vegetable oil, total calories, 19,647 calories. Now, I should be burning about 2,000 calories a day, though I probably eat more than that, but we're basing it on 2,000. At 2,000 calories a day, that's 9.82 days worth of calories. So that gives me an extra 2.8 extra. If I'm hungry, if I need extra food, etc., I've got it covered, and that's going to roll over to the next week because the eggs are going to store and everything else is going to last, including the potatoes. So after tax, tag, and title, everything else paid up, I was left with $1.03, I believe, left over with tax and everything. And so I can't do a lot with $1.03, but I said I need some more seasoning if possible, just because salt and pepper is all I've got and some oil. That's a little bland. I found a giant bin at Walmart with all sorts of great seasonings for 88 cents a piece. Had to make a choice. Had a lot of good choices. Thought about cinnamon powder to go with the oats, but I've got other plans for the oats. I went with garlic powder. 88 cents for garlic powder. I can use it with fries, baked potato, beans, etc. Not the best seasoning overall for everything, but I had to pick something. They had seasoned salt and some other things. You'll probably be seeing those in the future in future weeks' purchases. So overall, like I said before, 19,647 calories, or 9.82 2 days or so. That all rang in at $16.51 just on the calories, just on the food, not the extras and supplements and salt and all that. So that rang up to $1.68 per day. Eat that $4 SNAP challenge. Now, you may say there's not a lot of meat here. You're right, there's not. That's going to be coming, guys. I got to build a base here of basic nutrition, basic skills and oils and salt and pepper and all sorts of other things, vitamins, etc. Could have probably bought some meat instead of vitamins, but we'll go for the vitamins up front. You'll see what my plans are for next week. Next set of videos are going to be how to use all this stuff. Options, ideas. Some of it's going to be basic and obvious. Some of it a little different, odd recipes from other cultures, etc. Hope you found this useful. I think this is exciting. Quite an interesting thought experiment. MD Prepper out.